Welcome everybody to the Geek Report versus the NFL. I'm Brian West, and tonight I'm going to be making all my Week 16 selections of the 2018 NFL season. But first, before I do that, we got to have a little recap of Week 15. More importantly, that game. Ugh, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should. Because I am still freaking for that dumb game down in San Francisco. I mean, it's not even in San Francisco. Like, their stadium is somewhere in, like, San Jose or Santa Ana or freaking Redding, California. I don't even know. But their field is absolute garbage. Ugh. All right, before I get into that game, as you can tell, I'm a little frustrated. I can't quite put my finger on the word that I want to use to describe how I feel about last week's game against San Francisco. So I'm just going to pause for a second. I'm just going to think about the one word that I would use to describe my emotions right now. All right, so I can't put my finger on it. So, yeah. So last week, my beloved Seattle Seahawks, the blessed, Lord's team, up here in the Pacific Northwest, traveled down to California to handle their business. Playoffs on the line, all we had to do was just smack around the 3-10 San Francisco 49ers, and we're in. We're in the playoffs. Probably going to get the 5 seed, and we're good. We're good. Everything is great. Just, there's like a opening in the cloud came out of the sky, just beam of sunlight shining on St. Russell and the beloved Hawks. And we get down there. First, we should have known. We should have known when Janikowski's freaking kicker ass is out there trying to practice and he's falling down on this turf, which, by the way, is one of the worst fields in the NFL. San Francisco, you have enough money to make a field, put together a football field, like, a field with grass. You want to do grass? That's cool. Arizona has grass, but their field isn't made of dog shit and grass. Their field is actually like a real field. They hired professionals. They didn't hire 9 dudes off the street and to plant in some mud, plant some grass seed and say, here's your NFL field. Come on, man. It's a disgrace. When you're an NFL franchise and nobody can get any footing on your field because it's such garbage. The fact that the NFL even allows it is garbage. That field is a disaster. Worst field in the NFL, and it should not be allowed. I'm sorry, San Francisco, that you don't have enough talent on your team to have an advantage against people with more talented, faster players, stronger players. So instead, you get this bullshit quicksand field that sucks everybody's speed away, and all these talented, just badasses can't get any footing. So, it gives you guys some kind of an advantage. That's the only way you can level the playing field. It's going to be real interesting. I bet you $100 right now when San Francisco finally manages to put together a team that's even halfway competitive. That field will get suddenly replaced with a much better field that doesn't cause all of its opponents to slip and slide and fall down. Yeah. Anyway, so what did we do? We went to Santa Ana, San Jose, freaking old Candlestick Field, and lost. We lost in overtime to the 3-10 San Francisco 49ers, and I had to watch the entire locker room of San Francisco hugging Richard Sherman like, Richard, we got your back, Richard. We showed them. Yeah, you really showed us. You showed us nothing. You're 4-10, your team sucks, and you're still not going to the playoffs. How about that? How about that, Richard? Richard, here's what you are. You're like the guy who had a girlfriend who you just all the time treated like crap. And, she paid for everything. She was nice to you. She treated you really well. And you're like, you're ugly and stupid. I don't even like you. And so she finally was like, I've had enough of your shit. And she dumped you. And then you went crying to somebody else, be like, I'm the victim here. I was so kind to her. And she dumped me. I can't believe her. I'm going to show her. I'm going to go date her cousin who lives in a trailer and has one eye. And you're going to be like, shh, I'm going to show you. I'm going to get with this one-eyed trailer princess over here. And that's going to just show her how wrong she was about me. Well, guess what? You found yourself living in a trailer in San Francisco. And that trailer is their new stadium, Levi Stadium. And it's terrible. And that one-eyed girlfriend, that's the cousin, is the 4-10 San Francisco 49ers. So congratulations, Richard. Congratulations. You went from the penthouse to the trailer park. Way to go. Way to go. And why? Why? All because you just couldn't appreciate what you have. So instead, guess what? So you and all your little new friends in your trailer park, in your Levi trailer park, you guys can all hug it out. And everybody can tell you how wrong Seattle was to cut you. But you know what? The truth is, we weren't wrong to cut you. So good for you. You got this win. I'm glad it meant a lot to you. I'm glad it meant so much to you. Enjoy the playoffs at home. Hopefully we'll win a Super Bowl. And when we do, I hope Russell Wilson throws for 500 yards and dedicates it to Richard Sherman. Yeah, I'm a little bitter about this game. Now, don't get me wrong. Seahawks did a lot of stupid things. Janikowski, don't get me started about you. Why did we hire you as your kicker? I don't know. You can't kick extra points. You can't make a tackle. That, whatever it was that you decided to do when Wilson Jr.'s running down the field, when you were like, whoop, I'm just going to run out of bounds, was a friggin' disgrace. It was disgraceful. I heard somebody say, you made a business decision. Well, you know what the only business decision I want you to make? Retirement. That's a good business decision, and you should make that business decision. Because at this point, I will take anybody. I just want somebody who can kick a friggin' BAT and make a tackle. Or even slow him down. There was 3 dudes who could have caught him if you just would have made an effort. But no, you're like, whoop, skating out of bounds. And then the officials. Don't even get me started on the officials. Saved them for last. But, you know, I don't want to be that guy. Everyone always thinks everyone from Seattle, all we talk about is officiating. It's because we always get fucked by officials. That's why we always talk about officiating. That friggin' PI on Shaquille Griffin was... I've gotten to the point this year with officiating. I don't care if it is holding. I don't care if it isn't holding. I don't want to see any flags thrown unless it's so blatant that you have to throw a flag. I don't want any more roughing the passer penalties. I don't want any more holding calls unless it's like tackle. Other than that, don't throw the flag. NFL officials, you are ruining the game, and I'm not just talking about Seattle Seahawks games. I'm talking about every team game. I cannot watch a game that is not just like, ugh, every time they're like, throwing the flags, whoop, 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 whoop. And you see the replay, and it's nothing. There's nothing there. NFL, you are going to ruin your own sport by having these officials throw 14 flags in one game. 14. On my team. And it was like another 10 on San Francisco. 24 penalties. Freaking penalties. It is monsooning. And what are guys supposed to do? But of course they're grabbing each other. There's no footing because you allow the San Francisco to have the worst field in the freaking universe. Anyway, all that being said, I'm a little bitter right now. Just a little bit. A little angry. Now, we can redeem ourselves, and hopefully we will. But we have a much tougher road to do it. But anyway, I'm just angry. Watching that game just sucked this freaking happiness out of me. And then on top of it, what else is going on in the NFL? Like, I don't want to be a conspiracy person. I don't want to be, once again, I don't want to be that guy. But let's see here. There was 10 teams that could have wrapped up all the playoffs the last weekend with wins. They could have wrapped everything up. Everything was going to be wrapped up. The last 2 weeks in the NFL wasn't going to be exciting. And whoa, weird. All 10 teams lost. And now the last 2 weeks of the NFL is must-watch TV because we have no idea what's going to happen. Weird. I wonder if their team's got 14 freaking flags thrown at them. Maybe. Well, like I said, don't want to be a conspiracy guy, but things just conveniently worked out real well for the NFL and its ratings for the last 2 weeks. As you can tell, I'm not drinking out of my Seattle Seahawks mug tonight because I felt this mug properly summed up my feelings on Week 15. And then the Patriots. Come on, Patriots. The one time I root for you. One time. Last 2 weeks ago, my team takes the lead against Ryan in our bet. Seahawks have a better record than the Steelers. Patriots. The Steelers are like a wounded duck. They're ready for you to just put them out of their misery. They're just limping around. Big Ben's, he's ready to start talking about how he's broke every bone in his body and he might be able to play if everyone tells him how pretty he is. I mean, the team is just ready to implode. And Tom Brady suddenly decided to get old. One time I root for you, Tom Brady. One time is the last time. I'll never root for you again. It's your fault. I mean, God, the NFL this week was like everybody lost. I went 6-7-9. Ryan went 11-5. That's how you know we're in the upside down. This week in the NFL, week 15 was like the upside down. You know, like Stranger Things, and like the officials was like that weird like monster, the Demogorgon that has like the vagina face and fucking eating things. I wish I'd eaten Big Ben in that stupid field. San Francisco. Whatever. We're living in the upside down, people. That's all I gotta say. All right, hopefully we can get right side up this week, and we can get things taken care of. But I mean, I guess I could be worse. I could be a Cowboys fan. It was like 28-0. I don't know, Monty Cooper on that in that game. Nothing apparently. Apparently everybody lost at fantasy football. That's the one thing I'm excited about. I didn't play fantasy football this year, so I didn't have to watch my team get absolutely obliterated because every star player this week had a terrible game. Whatever. All right. That's probably enough of me ranting. I don't know what else to say at this point. I apologize if you're a one-legged trailer park princess and you are one-legged, a one-eyed trailer park princess, and you took offense at my representation of you. I didn't mean anybody specific, so, is what it is. That being said, time to move on to Week 16's picks. That's all I got. I'm ranted out. I'll try and let me take another drink of my Week 15 cup, and I'll get the energy back up. All right, guys and girls and one-eyed people living in trailer parks and Levi Stadium. If you haven't figured out over these last 12 minutes, don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. And we here at the Geek Report like to just give a small disclaimer that if you choose to bet based on my picks or my co-host Ryan's picks, that is at your own risk. We do not claim to be professionals. We do not claim, and I especially do not claim, to know really anything I'm talking about almost at any moment or any time. So bet at your own risk. So you want to go with my picks. I've really been hot all season except for this last week. Like I said, I went 7-9. I've been doing really well. All I ask is that if you win a whole bunch of money, you send me some. Or at least subscribe to my channel. One of the two. I don't care which one. Preferably the money, but I'll stick to the subscription. So, that being said, you've been warned. Here we go. We got 2 games on Saturday. Why are we doing Saturday games? Hell, I don't know. Do I look like I work for the NFL? Nope. Maybe I wish I was employed by the Seattle Seahawks, but, nope. So, I don't know. Saturday games, though. We have the Washington Native Americans are traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans of Nashville. I think that's where they play in Nashville. I don't know, whatever. Washington surprised the hell out of me last week. They're down to like their 9th string quarterback, but yet they managed to pull out a victory. Tennessee is still alive in their division and in the wild card, so my guess is that they are going to be playing their butts off to get this W to try and keep the dream alive. I think Washington had a good week last week, but I do not see them being able to replicate that on the road. I'm going with Tennessee. Baltimore is heading to play probably the scariest team in the AFC, the San Diego of Los Angeles Chargers. Baltimore's been on a win streak. They believe in Lamar Jackson, even though he can't throw any passes. But they're playing tough defense. They're being able to run. And the Chargers are down Keenan Allen, and I think they're going to have a little bit of an emotional letdown from the big win against Kansas City. And honestly, there's no home field advantage for the Chargers. They have a 6,000 person facility that they cannot sell out. So I'm going to say Baltimore is going to take that defense on the road because they have a legit chance to win their division. I think they're going to just keep fighting away, and I think they're going to get the win. I think they're going to pull the upset. Baltimore over San Diego. All right, Sunday's games. We got a full slate now. Like I said, I did not mention those were the words I was looking for. We didn't have a Thursday night game this week, so you get 2 Saturday games instead. So I didn't forget it. We didn't have one. So for the Sunday's games, first up, Cincinnati is traveling to Cleveland. Cleveland is really good this year for some weird reason. They have turned it on ever since they fired Hugh Jackson, their lame duck coach. They've been 4-2. They've been playing their butts off, and they're still like a 1% chance of making the playoffs. I'm going to say that they're going to keep that hope alive. They're going to knock off the Bengals, who are just the walking wounded. Tampa Bay is heading to Dallas. Like I said, Dallas got just whooped by Indianapolis. And I think they're going to be licking their wounds a little bit. I do think they're a little banged up, but they are playing at home. I don't know what to make of Tampa. Tampa 1 week is really good. The next week isn't. If I were betting, I would stay away from this game. But since I have to make a pick, I'll go with the home team. And I'm going to say the Cowboys will cover this. The Vikings are heading to Detroit to play the Lions. Divisional game. The Vikings seem to got their mojo back last week. The Lions aren't any good, but they are at home. I mean, this is the type of game, like I said, I wouldn't bet on this game either. This is the type of divisional upset that Vikings could overlook the Lions, but the Vikings absolutely have to have this game to stay alive. And yet the Lions could be that team that says, hey, guess what? We're going to... Dogs, quit fighting. Of course, we're in the middle of recording. Anybody else have dogs that just decide, like, hey, we're going to start fighting? They're worse than kids. Anyways, what was I saying? Vikings, Lions. I'm going to say the Vikings are going to get it done against the Lions, but I do see the potential for a Lions upset here. Bills heading to New England. New England has not lost three in a row in like the last 30 years. So this is going to be an easy one. I do think the Patriots are going to pull this out. However, the Bills always seem to have the Patriots number, but the Patriots are playing at home. They are very tough to beat in Foxborough. I'm going to say Patriots. Next up, the Packers, who are out of the playoffs now, are heading to the Jets, who've been out of the playoffs since week 1. The Jets actually play pretty tough defense. They play good at home. They seem to like their coach, even though he's probably going to get fired after the year. They're definitely playing it for him. And Sam Darnold's a pretty decent quarterback. So I'm going to say the Jets are going to pull the upset here and beat the Packers. The Texans, the division-leading Texans, are heading to suddenly Nick Foles' hot quarterback. Actually, let me start that one again. The division-leading Titans are heading to Philadelphia, where the story, tell me if you've heard this one before, backup quarterback comes in because the starter gets hurt, and all of a sudden, the Eagles look really good again. God. I cannot believe the Eagles last week beat the Rams, and they looked really good doing it. So the Eagles still have a shot. I need the Eagles to lose so the Hawks can comfortably not have to worry about them, but I do not think they're going to do that for me. I think the Eagles, backs against the wall, Nick Foles and a quarterback, are going to somehow beat the Texans this week. All right, the Falcons are heading to Carolina. The Carolina Panthers were officially, I believe, eliminated this last week by New Orleans, so they ain't got anything to play for. The Falcons have nothing to play for. Cam Newton is banged up bad. The Panthers defense is old, and even though the Falcons aren't good, I still think they're the better team this week, so I think the Panthers are going to lose yet another one at home. So there we go. Falcons in that one. Giants are heading to Indianapolis. This is easy. The Giants are bad. The Colts are one of the hottest teams in football right now, and they're playing at home. So Colts. Of course, Saquon Barkley will probably have 500 yards rushing. But whatever, I'm going to say the Colts. Jacksonville's heading to Miami. I do not know if Miami has been mathematically eliminated yet. I know Jacksonville is, and they have completely quit on their coach, their city, and themselves. And they're going on the road. So Miami is an easy one. Miami's going to win this one. The Rams are heading to Arizona. This is also an easy one. The Rams have lost... Did they lose 2 in a row? I don't know. All I know is they lost last week. Jared Goff has looked terrible. Arizona is the absolute worst team in football. They've been ravaged by injuries. And I think the Rams are going to go into Arizona and just slap the Cardinals around like they stole something. So I'm going to say the Rams over the Cardinals. The Bears, I think they clinched their division. I think they cannot. I think that the best they can do is the 3rd seed. But they're heading to San Francisco to play the 49ers. I don't know what to say. I mean, the San Francisco has created a stadium environment with a field so bad that it neutralizes a lot of talented players. Unfortunately for the Bears, they don't have a lot of talented players on offense, but they got a killer defense. So, you know what? whatever. I'm going to say the San Francisco. They're going to use their stupid sorcery magic of that crappy turf field, and they're going to somehow find a way to beat the Bears too, because you know what? That's what happens in the NFL this year. So I'm going to call the upset, San Francisco over the Bears. And also because if they can beat Seattle, I mean, you know, they can pull it together for anybody, I guess. Whatever. Stupid Bears. Plus, I hope the Niners do win, so they screw themselves out of a better draft pick. Hate that team. Worst. You know what? Anytime you guys want to laugh about that win, go ahead. We beat you guys like 11 times in a row. 11. Deal with it. Steelers heading to the Saints. This is easy. I hate the Steelers, and I want them to lose every week because Ben Roethlisberger is a terrible human being, and he has a dirty, greasy butt chin, and he's a big prima donna, whiny baby about every pinky toe injury he has. And also, I want to win my bet against Ryan, so I'm going to say the Saints are going to beat up the Steelers. Especially since they're playing at home. All right, the Chiefs. Game of the week, everybody. Game of the week. The Chiefs are heading to Seattle. Both teams coming off a loss. The Chiefs are the number 1 seed in the AFC right now. The Seattle Seahawks need to win. A win this week or a win next week does secure them, I believe, their playoffs. I think if we beat Arizona, we're in no matter what. But I would love to see the Seahawks beat the Chiefs. Pete Carroll's press conference, he sounded more pissed off than I think I've heard Pete Carroll sound in a long time. I do not believe this week will be fun for the Seahawks. I believe Sunday Night Football, they will show up highly motivated. Our front 7 in defense, well, our front 4 in defense at some point has turned it on and looks unstoppable. Frank Clark and Jaron Reed are just destructo monsters. And Poona Ford, our undrafted rookie, looked completely unblockable against the Niners, and I think they may cause some havoc for the Chiefs. So I also think Russell Wilson has one of the best records in primetime games of any quarterback in the NFL, and our December record is one of the best in the NFL. So I'm going to say all that, and we're playing in front of the 12s. We're going to pull off the upset. We're going to pull the miracle. We're going to beat the Chiefs. And New England can thank us for that. All right, because I think they need the Chiefs to lose so they can try and get one of those buys. And I think the Chargers will thank us for that, too. I'm not sure how that works. Everyone can think it'll be a Christmas miracle. Everybody can send their Christmas gifts and packages to the Seattle Seahawks and thank them for knocking off the Chiefs. Anyway, there we go. And last game we have is the Monday Night Football game. Broncos are heading to Oakland. I believe both teams have been eliminated from the playoffs. Oakland was eliminated the moment they traded Khalil Mack, but the Broncos didn't look very good either last week. I have no idea who's going to win this. The Broncos are literally missing everyone. They have no receivers, no linemen. They have one good running back, and their defense is a shell of its former self. Yet Oakland just is terrible, so I'm going to say Oakland's going to win it. Why not? Oakland Raiders. I have no reason to say that. I'm just going to say it anyway. So there you go. That's all my picks. And then real quick before I get out of here, Ryan gave me his picks, so I'm going to read them off to you guys. We'll see who he went with. If I can find it. Let's look here. All right, here we go. His picks last week, he also wanted to let you guys know that he went 11-5. I think I already mentioned that, so you know what? Whatever. Nice job, Ryan. Told you, we're in the upside down last week. That was a weird week. It's only happening the one time. All right. Here we go. Ryan's picks for the weeks. He's taking Tennessee, the Chargers, Cleveland, Dallas, Minnesota, Indianapolis, Miami, New England, Green Bay, Houston, Carolina, the Rams, the Bears, the Steelers, Kansas City. You really do want to lose. And Denver. So as you can tell, me and Ryan picked almost none of the same picks, so it should be an interesting week this week. And we're coming down to it. We're coming down to a one game to go to see who will do the show topless. I know you guys are all hoping for me, but hey, Ryan's probably going to lose because Seattle Seahawks are way better than the Steelers. Anyway, that's all the time we got. Went a little bit long, but I had I was very angry about that Seattle game, and I need to get some stuff off my chest. It's like therapy for me. So thank you for playing along. Until next week, Ryan will be here for the last week of the season. Then me and him will be doing the playoffs together. So thanks for watching us all season. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button or like if you're watching this on Facebook. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. But thank you. You can find us, as always, at the Geek Dad Report on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the places. And until next week, everyone, stay awesome. And go Hawks! Woo! Go Seahawks! We're going to win. Kansas City, you're going down. Like Big Ben. Anytime someone breathes on him. What a loser. Later.